Hey, what's going on? It's your boy, Mr. Locario. So I got an email from a subscriber, and the subscriber sent the donation. So thanks for your donation. And remember, if you want to guarantee that your question will be answered, make sure you click the link below and send a donation. So this one says, I always had my shit together, was married/divorced, and never dated a man that didn't want to marry me. Definitely had fear of intimacy, which made me aloof, elusive, mysterious, thus causing men to chase. I get that. But after working through my fear of abandonment and intimacy issues, I have allowed my vulnerability to come out. I am more nurturing now and giving and pretty much a fucking wad of shit. I know I must find the balance, but there is a man I met online who I am in love with. Our first date revealed many deep similarities, including the fact that we both recovered from car accidents and regarded every day now as a gift. So we hit it off. Total physical and mental chemistry all over the fucking place. Second date, he asked if he could come to my house after we had dinner in the city. He lives in Jersey. I live in Queens. We are older, 48 and 54. So we don't have time to be sitting in bars and park benches. So I thought I'll take him home to hang out for a while. I said he could come, that he could stay over because it was late, although I had no intentions of sex. We were confined to my room because my roommate had company lying on my bed. We were so attracted to each other. The vibes were flying all over the place. I kept saying no, no, no. He said, do whatever you want. I felt like I was being a child by refusing him. Hey, I'm an adult. I can handle this. So I gave in and the sex was spiritual. Next day, no text about the night before. No, hey, babe. No, can't wait to see you. Third date, we met in Jersey. Beautiful dinner where he expressed that I never called or text him. He sensed that I pulled back. I told him he never said anything about our first time being magical. Told him I had to process. He went on to say that there was a woman who keeps calling him, but he was not interested. So why did he tell me? He said that he would stop. He said that he wouldn't stop me if I wanted to date others. I was so hurt, but we talked, and he admitted that we had chemistry and a connection. So I went home with him. More great sex, left in the morning. The following weekend, he made up some shit that he was busy. I said, okay. Then I went away on vacation with my family, which was pre-planned. He never really texted or contacted me while I was away for 5 days. So I finally decided to tell him how I felt. Wrote him a letter, said that my sex was connected to my heart and that I should be more careful about sleeping with people until I know we are on the same page. Also said that because he said nothing about our first time together and how beautiful it was, I had nothing to hold on to. Therefore, I was moving on. He replied, okay. 5 days later, he texted, hello. After talking, we agreed to meet Friday night. We just talked. He traveled to my house on Saturday afternoon and stayed with me overnight all day Sunday watching football. Great conversation, great sex, and left today at 5 a.m. to get back to Jersey. While he was here, some girl was blowing up his phone because her face came with the ringtone. He did not answer. He then asked me later on why I was looking at his phone while he was typing. He tells me there is no one else. I want to believe him. But I send him a beautiful text after he left today, which reinforced his self-esteem and also let him know he was in my head and in my heart. Well, it's 10 p.m. He never called me. I kind of expected at least a call. Nothing. I put my shit out there on the line. I have not called him. I'm writing to you instead just to give you insight. He is black and I'm Italian. He's very into rap and I'm a jazz funk guitarist. I feel his soul and fell totally head over heels in love with him this weekend. I made some serious mistakes. This weekend I paid for dinner Saturday and Sunday night because he said he was low on funds, so I feel totally used. Maybe he just wants the sex. I even gave him wild head on Saturday night because he was having a slight issue. So I rocked his world. What the fuck am I doing? Should he call? Is it okay to go a day without contact? I don't know how to play this game. I got hundreds of men on the dating site begging to go out with me, begging for me to go out with them. What should I do? What if he calls later after midnight? What do I say? I don't plan on calling, or should I? Please help. All right, so now I'm glad you sent this question, because a lot of women are going through similar situations like this, where you meet a guy, everything seems great, you like him, you guys hang out, you have sex, you go on dates, but it seems like he's not really committing, or he's not really all the way in, or he seems sort of all over the place, or 1 minute he's here, the next minute he's not not hitting you up, or whatever it is, right? But see, the thing, in your specific situation is that, you said that you never dated a man who didn't want to marry you, right? So now you're in a situation where you're dealing with a guy who is sort of, he's there with you, he likes you, but he's not really showing the type of interest you expect him to show, right? And I want to, talk about that, where you're expecting him to do certain things. And this is the mistake that a lot of women make, is that you're expecting him to respond to you how you want him to respond to you. And so you're thinking, because he's not responding to you in that way, that means he's not interested, or that means he's, not really trying to be with you, right? Because you were saying that, you guys had sex that first night, and you were saying how that the sex was magical, it was great, and you were wondering, like, why didn't he call me after we had the sex? No call. I don't understand that. But see, what you have to understand is that some guys aren't going to call you after sex. That doesn't mean they're not into you, because also, if you see in your email, you said he didn't call you, but you actually still kept on going out. You went out on a third date, and you sort of mentioned that too. You were like, hey, on the third date, he was saying to you, hey, how come you haven't called me? Because you were sort of pulling back. And the reason why you were pulling back is because he didn't call you or hit you up that day after the sex. So you thought something was maybe wrong. And then to protect your feelings and everything, you fell back, and he's like, yo, what's going on? And you also mentioned on that date that, hey, how come you didn't call me after the first time we did it? You see what I mean? So you have to get out of that sort of expecting men to respond to you how you would respond, or how you think they should respond. Because you have to understand that guys are, a lot of times going to do things differently than you would do it. You understand? So the thing is, you have to get out of that expectation when it comes to interacting with guys, and just see more of their actions, and see what he's doing as far as showing you that he's interested. Because, even though he didn't call you back after that first time you had sex, he still continued to see you. So he has some interest in you, right? Now, there was another part where you were saying that, he said that he wouldn't, kind of care if you saw other men, and then you felt hurt by that. And you also saying that, there were, women calling his phone, or you were saying that he said that he's not seeing anybody else. And see, the thing is this, is that you have to, not really worry too much about that, because he could be seeing other women. You understand? He's probably telling you, hey, I'm not seeing other women because he actually likes you, and he probably doesn't want to rub it in your face or anything. You understand? But he's throwing hints to say, hey, you could see other guys, it's not a big deal, because he's really not at the point, or it seems like he's not at the point where he's trying to actually just be with you or make that commitment. This is not to say that he doesn't want to be with you like that, but he's just not ready to be with you like that at this point. That's what it seems like. You understand? Because if he has girls blowing up his phone, and then he's also sort of just mentioning girls, randomly saying, oh, well, this girl's calling me, I don't really like her, whatever it is. There's something going on there. And usually, a lot of times when you're dating a man, he's usually dating at least one other woman in most cases. You understand? Now, see, the thing is, what also was happening is that, you were explaining too much. Again, like I was saying, you were thinking about what you sort of expect from him. You understand what I'm saying? And so the thing is that you were saying that you wrote him a letter and you were saying, hey, this is how I feel. This is the way I want things to go. This is the way I want our relationship to be. Right. But see, this is another big mistake that women are making, because this is the thing. You want this guy, right? You like this dude. You seem like you actually want a relationship with him. You want something that's going to happen and go down for the long term, right? Now, this is the secret, or this is the key, I should say, to actually making this happen, right? Is that you have to be able to interact with him, date him, have sex with him, have fun with him, have a good time with him, without the pressure or the added pressure that you're putting on the situation. Because the pressure that you're putting on the situation, meaning you sort of thinking like, well, what is this about? And why haven't you called me? And what's going on? And I feel this certain way. Like, so all of that is pressure that you're putting on the situation. And so he's feeling that pressure. So when he's feeling that pressure, what's going to happen a lot of times is that when you keep doing that, that's the thing that's going to drive the guy away. See, what you want to do is you want to be able to interact with him, have fun with him, and enjoy the time you have with him, enjoy the moments you have with him, and leave it at that. Because when you leave it at that, what happens is that you're having fun times, exciting times, good times, minus the pressure, right? So when there's no pressure there, that gets him to start thinking. Then while he's dealing with you, and he probably most likely is seeing another woman, he's going to be like, well, I'm with you and there's no pressure, but these other women, there's all this pressure. And, so guys are constantly comparing you to every other girl they're seeing. So if you're the one who's not giving him the pressure, he's going to be like, wow, well, when I'm ready to actually be in a relationship, she's the one I'm going to want, the one that's not giving me the pressure. Matter of fact, her not giving me the pressure makes me want her more because there's no pressure. And I need someone in my life where I feel free. I feel like, I don't need, all this pressure on top of me. You understand? Look at it this way. Let's go on the flip side. Let's say if you were on a date with a random guy, and let's say you were attracted to him, and let's say you were even, thinking about him sexually. Like, yeah, you're thinking in your head, yeah, I would have sex with him. He seems cool. I'm attracted to him. I'm feeling some vibe there or whatever. Now, let's say this guy, you guys just met. Let's say you met off an online dating site. You just met. You're having a drink. And now he's really just getting extremely too touchy-feely. He's like grabbing you everywhere, trying to be all up on top of you every 2 seconds. And you're thinking like, whoa, slow down. What's going on here, right? So that would kind of annoy you that he's just being so thirsty and being so like, I need this, I want this, give me. You understand? Like he's all grabbing you. He just has to have sex with you now, right? So even though you were thinking about it, him being so thirsty turns you off. Him putting so much pressure on it turns you off. So even though you were thinking about it, now you're like, okay, I don't even want to deal with this guy anymore, right? So now, the sex is not happening, period. You understand? We're done, right? But see, if he would have just relaxed, enjoyed the time with you, had a cool conversation, and y'all had some good laughs and everything, then maybe, sooner than later, sex probably would have happened because you were thinking about it and he was such a cool guy. You were like, hell yeah, let's make this happen, right? So the same thing happens for you with this guy. If you are giving him all this pressure, you understand? That's going to get him annoyed. That's going to make him say, you know what? I'm good at a certain point. You see what I mean? Because right now it seems like he likes you, but all that pressure you're putting on the situation might be the thing that makes him leave. So what I would suggest you to do is to make sure that you are having fun, having a good time without the added pressure, right? Because without the added pressure, that's going to most likely get him into a mindset or a headspace to where he's going to want to, deal with you in a sense of a long-term situation, right? Now, what I want to say about that is that nothing is really guaranteed. So, you could just be chilling with him, having a good time, hanging out without the pressure, and he still could not want to take it to the level of actually being with you long term. But what I will say, though, is that it's a 99.9% chance that if you put that pressure on him, that he's going to leave. You understand? So most likely if you take away the pressure, at a certain point he'll come around and he'll actually want to continue to stay with you because there's no pressure with you. It feels good to be around you because it's an enjoyable experience while you're with him. But if you keep, putting that pressure on him, that's what's the thing that's going to make him leave. You see what I'm saying? So I would say, right now, all you need to do is keep doing what you've been doing as far as you guys hanging out, having some fun. He's coming over, y'all watching sports and everything, y'all chilling, y'all eating, y'all having some good sex, and continue to do that without the pressure, without having to say to him, hey, where's this going? What, how come you didn't call me yesterday? And all of these things are going to make him, fall back from you. But if you're just chilling and having a good time, what happens is at some point he's like, you know what, this woman is awesome. I have just such a great time with her. Everything is cool. I'm relaxed. I like the energy. You know what? I want to keep seeing her. I want to keep things going with her. Right? But he has to be at that point where he realizes it and recognizes it. And the only way he's going to realize and recognize that is if there's no pressure from you. You see what I'm saying? But again, it's up to him to recognize that because, you got to understand there's different types of guys and guys are going to, as far as trying to really commit to a woman or want to keep seeing a woman, guys are going to go at their own pace. So some guys you meet, they're going to be all for it quicker. Some guys you're going to meet is going to take time. And some guys you're going to meet who are it's just not going to click with you like that. So you got to understand that aspect. But remember, like I said earlier, if you are totally just, putting all that pressure on him, it's a 99% chance that he's going to leave and he's going to stop seeing you. You understand? So I say again, enjoy the time you have with him minus the pressure you're putting on the situation. You understand? And also for you want to be able to just enjoy yourself and, you have to be able to relax and let the chips fall where they may. You understand? Usually the way you get what you want in these situations is really by you relaxing and just taking the pressure off. And that's usually what makes the guy want to stick around. All the stuff of you, wondering and asking him all these things, and you have that fear, you have that you're scared of what it's going to mean if he leaves. That fear is the thing that makes you cling and makes you grab onto him. And then that's the thing that makes him want to leave because you're suffocating him at this point. You know what I'm saying? He's like, oh my God, this woman's always, asking me all these questions about how come I didn't call her and how come this and how come that and how come we're not doing. You understand what I'm saying? But if you are the opposite of that, that's going to make him usually in most cases gravitate to you and want to keep seeing you. See, you're asking should he call? Should you call him? Should you wait a day or whatever it is? Just communicate with him with no pressure, meaning, you call him up and say, hey, what are you doing today? What are you doing on Friday? Oh, you're free? Cool. So let's get together Friday. You get together with him, you hang out, you have fun, you have sex. And then when he leaves, you be like, okay, had a good time. Give me a call, later this week whenever you're free. Then he gives you a call later that week. You get together and say, hey, what's going on? You guys get together, you have some fun, and then you do it again next week. And then you guys get together, you have some fun, you do it again next week. You call him, he calls you, do it again next week. And y'all just chill and have fun. Then what's going to happen is, right, at some point, when he's ready, he will be like, oh, wow, this woman is great. Every time I'm with her, I have a good time. I want to keep this going. What's up? And then that's when things will roll into that long-term relationship. All right. And, and I would say, too, is that, you and him aren't, from what I read in this, you aren't like boyfriend and girlfriend. You aren't committed yet. So you can still go out with other guys, just like he said. And he was like, hey, you can still see other men. But see, you're so fixated on him that there's this like energy of like you just want to, be with him. Right. But the thing is that since you're so just focused on him, that's where all that pressure is coming from. You see what I'm saying? But let's say you were dating another guy who you liked just as much as him, then there wouldn't be so much pressure because you still have someone else you like there. Right? And then by there being, you being occupied by the other guy will make him want to gravitate to you more because there's no pressure on him because there's no pressure anywhere because you have these two great guys that you're seeing at the time. And then we'll see, whatever will happen later on, as far as, let's say, if he's like, hey, you know what? I'm really feeling you. I want to take this to the next level. I want you to be my girlfriend, yada, yada, yada. And then at that point, you make the decision to say, yeah, let's do this. But that point is only going to come again if you relax and take the pressure off. All right. So that is pretty much it. Thank you for the question. And if any of you other ladies have any questions, make sure you click the link below and I will holler at you later. Remember, the truth is inside you. Peace. I'm gone.